If someone told you you could lose up to 10 pounds in 10 days by eating all you wanted of 10 so-called negative calorie foods, would you believe them? Well, here to tell us, yes, it's true, and to whip up one of his delicious recipes from his new book, The Negative Calorie Diet, is celebrity chef Rocco DiSpirito. Rocco, welcome. It's so great to have you
Tanya, how are
here.
you? Thank you. It's nice to be here. Do you believe it?
I'm on the fence. I got to hear from you first.
Well, whatever you're doing is working. It's probably very similar to what I'm writing about in this book.
I do eat a lot of the foods that you mentioned just because I love them. But what made you decide to write a diet book?
So I've been in the health and wellness business for about 10 years now. It's a result of my own personal journey, first towards being unhealthy and then having to pivot to get healthy again. In 2005, my own health started to deteriorate, and I have a history of heart disease in my family, and my doctor gave me a lot of options, one of which was taking medicine, another one was change diet and exercise. So I tried the latter, and guess what? It works. It really, really works.
And it's fabulous because you come up with a list of 10 negative calorie foods.
Yes.
Which I want to go through. You don't actually mean that they are negative calories,
so
right?
there's this notion of negative calorie foods, and there is one scientifically proven negative calorie food. It's water.
Water, yes.
Water contains no calories. It burns 1 calorie per ounce.
There you go.
So it's a negative calorie food.
Right.
You're always negative forward. You're always calorie forward. So if you extrapolate that to foods that contain a lot of water, a lot of fiber, are nutrient dense, are whole foods and not processed, you get this group of foods here. So we have cruciferous vegetables, leafy green vegetables, celery, which we all know has always been considered.
Yes.
Nightshades.
Yeah, let's talk really quickly about nightshades because a lot of people don't know what they are, and they're a little trendy right now, and we hear that Giselle and Tom Brady don't eat them.
Yes.
So what's the story?
So nightshades is a family of, that includes eggplant, tomatoes, peppers, chilies, tomatillos, and a few other very popular.
And they grow at night?
Well, no, they need shade at night, and belladonna is the famous poison that was used, you know, and comes from one nightshade plant. So the thing is with nightshades is they contain several elements that can be harmful to people with autoimmune disorders. So if you have lupus or Hashimoto's or, you know, psoriasis, you would avoid those foods.
I see.
But if you don't have that, they're incredibly nutritious and have a lot of therapeutic properties.
Fantastic. Now, how do we work in the protein? Because that's important too, right?
So there are negative calorie proteins. Proteins happen to be mostly water and a lot of muscle fiber, of course, and they increase your metabolism when you eat them, as long as they're lean.
Right.
And then there's chicken, and there's turkey, and there's lobster and shrimp and lean beef, and so plenty of things to choose from.
Right.
And I've got my top 10 lists of the negative calorie foods, spices, proteins in my book, all listed for you.
Fantastic. Now, of course,
so the idea is, you don't have to, when you eat negative calorie foods, you don't have to count your calories. You don't have to keep track of them anymore. You don't have to journal them in your computer.
What a relief, right?
Right, isn't that amazing? Because most people are tired, sick and tired of counting points, old points, new points, calories.
And you say you can lose the weight with just being active and not saying, oh my God, I have to go to the gym every day.
Yeah, so it's very clear that staying active versus going to the gym, working out with a trainer, does as much or more for your metabolic rate than working out.
If you're eating properly.
Especially if you're eating properly. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. There is no way to do that. And there's a funny statistic that most people reward themselves 3 to 1 when they come back from the gym. So if they burn 200 calories, they typically eat 600 to say, I did a good job.
That's right. Now, we should tell people that the recipes in your book don't just include the negative calorie foods, or do they?
No, not only the negative calorie foods. They're inclusive of a lot of other foods.
Right.
Almonds is one of them, which is a very nutrient-dense, high-protein, high-fiber nut that isn't technically a negative calorie food, but it makes a lot of delicious food possible.
Including this amazing cake, which you're going to tell us
cake.
about.
So, and you can eat as much of this as you want. I've got a 10-day cleanse, I've got a 20-day program, a 30-day program in there with shopping lists, and if you get hungry, you can just keep eating because
of that stuff over there, right? I love it. Not of the almond cake.
Any recipe in the book.
Even the almond cake?
Even the almond cake,
okay.
yep.
Right.
So the almond cake is gluten-free, there's no sugar added, it's made mostly from almond meal, toasted almond meal, and then I've got got salt and egg white, and this is my favorite sweetener. It's a nutritive sweetener. It's called coconut nectar. It's the nectar of the coconut palm.
So natural, totally natural.
Totally natural, full of inulin, which is a fiber that makes it a low sugar impact sweetener. Some stevia, an egg yolk, and some vanilla. It cooks 30 seconds in a microwave.
Fantastic.
It's an instant microwavable cake.
Well, Rocco, since you've said I can eat as much of it as I want, I'm going to dig right in.
Both of our portions.
Rocco says. So did you work with a doctor on putting this together?
I did, yes.
You did?
And as a matter of fact, Dr. Jeffrey Morrison endorses the book. On the back, we share clients. I have a fresh food delivery system that people get this type of food delivered to them every day.
Oh my gosh, this is so delicious.
Isn't that amazing for gluten-free?
Trying to tell me this is good for me?
This is very good for you. You should eat the whole thing.
I'm going to have another bite. So, and tell us about the compote there.
So it's just muddled berries. Berries are another negative calorie food. It's blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They're just crushed with a little bit of water and stevia. So stevia and monk fruit are two non-nutritive, no-calorie sweeteners that are completely safe, not chemically altered in any way, that you can use. A lot of people are confused about stevia, thanks to Truvia.
Right. Yes. Right.
But
that's
stevia
natural.
on its own is a good non-nutritive sweetener. So is monk fruit. Monk fruit is starting to become very popular.
And these are all ingredients we can get at a local health food store. They're not that hard to find.
Okay, there's nothing that's hard to find anymore, because if you've heard of the internet, you know that I could probably find your social security number in about 30
Scary
seconds.
stuff.
Yeah. So if I can find that, I can find monk fruit. Yeah,
Right.
it's sold in most grocery stores. Even Target has it, Amazon has it, ShopRite has it. But online, you can get anything delivered.
And so you said grocery lists, you have shopping lists, you have easy recipes that even people like me can make.
So the comments that I'm getting back are that the recipes are really easy. Because I limited the recipes to negative calorie foods mostly.
Mostly, yeah.
I shrunk the amount of ingredients that I normally would go to, and so it's making them very easy to prepare. I'm really happy about that. That was an unforeseen benefit of the negative calorie.
Do you use any cooking oil, like olive oil?
Yes, I use olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, nut oils. You can use those pretty liberally.
Right.
You don't have to worry about those. And even though coconut oil has saturated fat, it lowers your bad cholesterol and raises your your good cholesterol.
Fantastic. Rocco, this diet sounds delicious and
unlimited
good for you.
eating, no counting.
Hey, there's no downside.
And lots of weight loss. The more you eat, the more you lose.
Sounds great, Rocco. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And congratulations on the book. It looks
All right.
fantastic.
Have another bite.
I
Prove
will.
to the people you
I
really
will.
like it.
Oh my God, I do. This is so good.